Hello Internet, James Allen from Out of 8, and today I'm playing first-person shooter Insurgency Sandstorm. This is a sequel to the original game, which I enjoyed a lot, played a lot of it. It's really primarily designed for consoles, as you'll see with some of the interface things, and that's what they want to port to next year. But they did release it on PC first, so it has a lot of similarities to that game, so I'm going to focus more on what's new. The first thing that you'll notice that you can customize your character with different equipment. One for the security and one for the insurgents. I just kind of chose randomized there, which is, pretty cool, I guess. The game also features online play, obviously is the focus of it. There's 5 game modes that you can play. 2 of them are cooperative, where you're trying to capture checkpoints one after another. You can also play that against the AI. And there's also versus modes. 3 of them. There's push, where you capture one objective after another, and then the other team is trying to defend each objective. There's firefight, where there's 3 objectives, and your team respawns when you cap a new objective. And then skirmish, where there's 5 objectives, including ones that you can blow up, which stops the other side from gaining respawns when you capture the objective there. So that's basically it. So here we go. I'll show off, basically I'm kind of at the mercy of what's populated online, so we'll kind of browse the servers here. You can also, like I said, play against the AI, but that's only in the checkpoint mode. So we'll see what servers are available here and check these filters, which are always on by default, which is annoying. Now, most of these, most of these are push. Everybody loves push for whatever reason, and all these are in France, which is awesome. So that's really kind of the game mode that's most popular online, which is a little unfortunate, but we'll try to join one of these here. I prefer the firefight and the skirmish mode myself, but push is fun as well. The game features 6 maps. The main difference with the maps here compared to the original Insurgency is that these maps are a lot wider, so there's a lot more paths to the objectives. Which is kind of nice, and there's also some vehicles that occasionally happen, although they're not very popular at all. And then there's also more voice acting, and it uses a different engine. It uses Unreal. And as you can see here, there's a lot more classes that you can play as. Kind of the big thing here is the commander, who can call in fire support, so artillery strikes, smoke, helicopters, drones, gas, stuff like that, on enemy positions, which helps to soften them up and helps in an attack. But they need to have an observer nearby to call in the fire support, but it happens automatically, so you don't have to press a button or anything. Then you also get the submachine gun, shotgun wielding breacher, the machine gun, gunner, demolitions, which has rocket launchers and grenade launchers, the advisor that has kind of funky modified weapons, and the sniper marksman there. And then also the rifleman. I usually like playing observer because it kind of helps out my commander, so I'll pick that. Just like in the previous Insurgency, there are no persistent unlocks, which is really great. So anybody, the moment you launch the game, can access any of the weapons in the game. You're simply limited on how much supply your team has based on the game mode. So you can go in, modify the optics, change all the different attributes of this, and you're limited to the number of points that you have there. And then you can have a secondary weapon, it's a pistol, different types of grenades, frag grenades and stuff like that. My HQ radio, so I can call in stuff. What type of your carrier, which determines how many grenades you can carry. Your armor, you could have a gas mask, and then the combat knife. So we'll deploy in here. And actually deployed first thing. So we are capturing B right now, which is kind of far. These maps are definitely bigger than in the previous Insurgency game. However, like I said, it's wider also, which gives you a lot more paths. Usually in the original Insurgency, it was about 3 pathways between each objective, and here it's way more flexible. Alright, so what I should do is I should find where my commander is so I can get near him. And change my monitor mode so I can actually see things. As you can hear, it has radio communication, which goes to everybody on your team and anybody who's happening to stand near you, including enemies. So it's kind of cool. It has proximity-based stuff there. And we're actually really kind of far down here, so you can hear the artillery coming in. Alright, so I am security. There's my commander, he's way over there. As with the previous Insurgency game, there's no crosshair, so you have to use sights. I think I saw a guy up there. Which I like. I like that. Oops, crap. Well, I died. That happens a lot. You get killed by people you don't even know where they're at. And friendly fire. So, you know, 1 or 2 shot kills. And the AI, I'll play some cooperative after this. The AI is pretty basic. But they have a lot once you're playing on cooperative mode, so that kind of compensates for that a little bit. Game looks good. So pretty detailed. Somebody over there. This is kind of a wide open map, which I don't really like this map too much, because I'm not a long range.
Please, wait a minute, come back here. Hey, how's everybody?
Oh,
Come
yeah,
back here, please. For a second.
here I am blabbing away.
Hit that position, light those fuckers up.
Station, this is observer.
I'm gonna smoke the street before we cross.
So I didn't have to press anything that automatically called that in. I actually get credit for some of the kills, which is nice. So I'm just smoking the mess out of this. Oop. Huh. There you go. Got some kills out of that. So pretty cool. I like the strikes. I think it adds a little bit to the gameplay. It helps to untrench the people that are kind of camping. As long as you can get, you know, eyes on where they're at.
Alright guys, let's make it count. All together. Where are we going? Okay. Split up. Let's go left.
Okay, copy.
Go! New man!
I used up the majority, or like almost everything to call in.
Yeah. See, there we go. Got sniped. 100 feet away. I think I got some kills out of it. I did. 3 kills just by being next to the commander. We're actually out of reinforcement waves, so we're probably going to lose. As soon as everybody dies, we'll lose this. Oh, they might cap it. Let's see. Yeah, got one of them.
I mean, you should leave woman on the in the bathroom alone, you know? You should interrupt them. It's very rude.
Oh my god, what the fuck? Oh. They're firing their mortars! Man down!
Yeah, there you go. That was the last guy.
too high power. Nearby. Hi, Shovel Knight. Hi there.
Oh, good, we get Skirmish. Some servers let you vote, but obviously this one just has a map rotation. Assuming that we'll get into this here. Alright, I think I might just do Rifleman. Yeah, I'm okay with that. The only issue I have with this is it really starts the game very quick, even if you're in the menu. It doesn't have a very big countdown timer, which is kind of annoying. This is very similar to one of the maps from the original game. You can kick doors down.
Let me get a hell yeah, bro.
Hell yeah.
And mantle over stuff. Alright, so we'll see if we can go cap some stuff. So we want to cap the neutral points and then the red points. When we can blow up A, we get some extra stuff there. So, and I am Insurgent, so looking for camo guys. With the maps being much larger, it can be difficult to kind of predict when you're going to encounter enemies. So there's a lot of surprise. You know, you'll go whipping around a corner and then an enemy will show up. You know, it's a lot less. You know, basically in the other Insurgency, I would really figure out. You know, you'd be able to figure out pretty easily when you're going to start encountering people. So we'll see if we can go after their crap, which is all this way. I can hear him. Anybody here?
What's going on, Dante?
Is there really anybody over here?
I'm at B.
So if we can cap all their stuff, then we win, so. They went around and capped our, or destroyed our supply cache. Yep, there he is. Just saw him, too. Didn't think he'd be able to get me from that corner of the window, but apparently.
Sorry, did you say
So, we just gotta wait for a reinforcement wave, which happens every once in a while, once enough people die, and then everybody spawns at once, which is supposed to, you know, give you more coordination. When you know, move out from your base. Actually doing not terrible. Do need to go around and destroy A. That'd be nice. So they got an extra respawn wave because they capped C. And we will not get any more because they destroyed our cache, which is unfortunate. Basically go the same way I went last time. And keep an eye out for people coming near D. Like that guy. Yeah, there were like 4 of them. They're all there. That was good. They put smoke down and then came in, so it's not too much to do with that. I think they're going to cap everything. We're going to lose here pretty quick. If I had to guess.
Let's take back D. Small group of us. Let's go to D. Take that back. Try and stay alive. And then we're going to swoop into C and do the same thing.
Got the momentum.
We see where he's at.
Hey! We got D! We got D! Alright, now move on to C, move on to C. All of us right here, let's go.
Yeah, that was terrible.
Yeah, damn, he just don't
That guy's AFK.
Alright. Probably gonna try to take it again. Oh, wait. Yeah, we're pushing up. What the Allah is with us, we shall not fail.
Alright, hey! We're getting low, man! We need to focus!
So if they cap D, then we lose, so... Don't want that to happen.
Head to C, head to C. We don't need a lot of people to take care of D.
Yeah, there you go. They got him. So there you go. Alright, so let's do a co-op. So that's kind of the competitive modes. That's 2 of them, the push and the skirmish. And firefight's pretty much the same. So we'll do the co-op here. We'll browse servers, and there'll be a ton of these ones. Like I said. So, here we go. So this one, it's you against a bunch of AIs. Which is fun, too. Instead of playing against other players. Alright. Well, not real any reason to be a commander or observer. What do I want to do? Let's just do rifleman. Now, for this mode, you get a whole crap ton of equipment. So I'm going to do 2x stuff here. Actually, this one. I like the 2x side. It's nice in the middle. I'll give a foregrip iPod and the compensator. Standard magazine. I'll grab an incendiary and a frag. And we'll do heavy armor. Slows you down, but useful in the end. Alright, so this one is just a series of objectives one at a time, and then you're against a bunch of AIs. Although I think that this server grew. You can kind of adjust, the server can adjust the difficulty, which basically controls how many AIs there are going to be. And I think there's been a lot of people that have joined. So the, the AI numbers are pretty slow compared to how many humans there are. I played on servers where it's like 4 of you versus like 16 of them. It's pretty crazy. Alright, so just gotta keep an eye out for insurgents here. Oh, there they are. And there he is.
Alright, wait! Reloading!
If you hold down the reload key, it'll do like a ammo check, basically. Oh, this is a dead end. And back to where it was. Oh, see him. Ah, that sucks. So you usually have like a couple respawns, but usually you have to wait until you cap an objective. I like this level though, it's pretty detailed. Alright, let's try to catch up back up to everybody. Crazy respawn location, like underground. I see on this server it doesn't tell you when you get any kills. You can have that as a server option too. Even in the other competitive modes too, so the only way you can tell whether you got a kill is, by looking at the person. Upstairs. Alright, so every once in a while you'll have these where you gotta defend. So they just throw a bunch of enemies at once and you kind of have to stay here and take everybody out. So we'll see how we do here. Yeah, that was too aggressive. I should have stayed inside. That's alright. We'll get another reinforcement wave. Once you die, you can check your scores. Alright. Again, see if I can catch back up. I think this is where I was last time. Yep. He's just gonna sit there prone and just snipe everybody. And as soon as I get back up here. Shooting at me. Yeah, I don't have any smoke. So now we get to defend this thing. Oh, hey. For 2.5 minutes. This is the last point then. You always have to defend the last one for a while. Suicide bomber.
Cover me a second. Drag out! Drag out!
Oh yeah, so if you hold down C, this is the comm menu. You can see how that's definitely,
Come here, damn you!
you know, designed for a gamepad. Same thing with the commander interface. It's the same exact thing when you choose which thing you want to call in. I think I got him. If you hold down R, there you go. It's pretty much a full mag.
Get down on the ground!
Somebody got blown up.
Ground on me! Contact northeast! And down! Okay! Grenade out! Reloading!
You can also lean, which I don't probably do as much as I should. See you, I can't hit you though.
New magazine! On the ground now!
I got 18 seconds. Should be fine. Yeah, there we go. Yay! I gained 1 supply, which doesn't really matter because you have a whole bunch. There you go. So we'll go back to the main menu. That's Insurgency Sandstorm. So like I said, you know, it's really... They really made it for consoles. Is what their ultimate goal is, to put Insurgency on consoles. But they made all the enhancements available for the PC. Now, I like Insurgency a lot. Now, do I think that the improvements in Sandstorm are make Insurgency better? I do. Insurgency Sandstorm is a better game than the original Insurgency. Now, that said, previous owners of Insurgency do get a discount, a 20% discount on Sandstorm, but it's still... And it's not that expensive, you know, it's $20-something with the discount. So, you know, there's not really a bunch of huge changes, though. The maps are better because they're wider and more paths to each objective, and they're very detailed. You get 6 of them, which is fine. You know, it's not as much variety as you get in some other places, but 6 maps is enough to play with. And I do like that they have become more varied in which way you can go to the other things. I like the additional classes. I especially like the commander strikes and the observer role to help call in the commander strikes. I think that makes it a lot easier to deal with people who are turtling and kind of camping and preventing you from getting at certain objectives, especially in the push mode. You get all the different game modes. You get cooperative play, which is by far the most popular, I would say, and then all the PvP modes with the the attack, defense, push mode, firefight with 3 objectives, and skirmish with 5, which is all the same as before. The vehicles don't honestly come into the game too much. There's like a couple maps that have them every once in a while, and they're a big, giant, loud target that usually gets blown up pretty quickly anyway, so it doesn't really add that much to the game. Other stuff is kind of, polished things that, uses the new engine with a lot more detailed maps, has a lot more voice acting in here with a lot more varied sayings than before, and you can customize your character appearance as well. And then all the good features from before are essentially intact. There's no persistent unlocks. You just get a limit on how much equipment you can buy per round with the supply points your team has. It has the 1 to 2 shot kills. It doesn't have a crosshair, which is nice, so you have to actually aim down sights. And you respawn when an objective is captured, which helps to kind of coordinate your team along with the radio communication that you can have. The AI is just okay, but that's all it really has to be, because the game is difficult because of the number of AI that they have coming against you. I do like Insurgency. It is my favorite small-scale first-person shooter, whereas Squad is my favorite large-scale first-person shooter. But I'm kind of lukewarm about all of the additions that they made to it. I'm kind of on the border of whether it's worth buying this version of the game for what are mostly nice but not necessary features added to the game. It has the polish that you would expect and the different classes and different maps. Not necessarily, slightly better maps, just different maps. And the rest of the stuff is just kind of stuff that you would expect to have. So while Insurgency is a really great first-person shooter, I think that owners of the previous Insurgency game, their enjoyment will vary on how much Insurgency they want to play this time around. Whereas if you're new to the series, I think Sandstorm is definitely the place to start, because it is better overall than the original game. That's all I have for today. Till next time, bye now.